Hi there, folks. It's Jonathan Denwood here, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about DeepL. It's a way of translating your website into multiple languages. This, until you had AI systems like DeepL, used to be very expensive to get a decent result. Now it's much more affordable and you can have multiple languages on your website. At WP-Tonic and in these videos, we specialize and focus on membership and subscription type of websites, and that's what the focus of this video is going to be around DeepL. Got a ton of information to share with you. I'll be back in a few moments, folks. Coming back, folks. So we're going to be discussing DeepL, what it is, give you some insights based on my extensive knowledge about utilizing it with various clients. What are some of the leading alternatives? Now, like I said in the intro, until a few years ago, providing translations, various languages, if you're in e-commerce, if you had a normal website, a kind of promotional website, but you had customers in various different countries and you wanted a version, you could do it. And one of the best platforms for it was WordPress and still is. Remember that WordPress drives between 43 to 45% of all websites out there, and there's a good reason why. And there used to be, and still are, some fantastic solutions if you're building your website on WordPress. So there were definitely solutions, and there was a combination of using automation, but normally you would have to bring in a editor, a native speaker of the language, because any of these automation platforms that helped you with the translation, they did an okay job, but you really did need a native speaker to edit the content. Now, that is still the case to some degree if you want the best results, but with the AI rearing its head much more and being much more powerful and effective, the automation alternatives have just become more and more better. They can never replace utilizing one of these solutions and then having an editor that will not for the foreseeable future, folks. That statement might change. Who knows, folks? But compared to a few years ago, the situation has improved drastically where unless you're looking for the best of best of worlds that you can, I don't like using the term get away with not having an editor native speaker because I think it's still the best, but that native speaker will have less work to do than they had to do a couple of years ago. And so, because of that, it's more affordable for much bigger projects for smaller companies. That's what I really mean. Now, one of the leading players in this is DeepL. They're a German-based company. They offer some of the best translational AI technology out there at a price that is very attractive. Now, there's another big gorilla out there that offers translation for free, and it's very big in WordPress, and there's a number of translation plugins that will work with this, and this is Google Languages. They offer API and a system that's basically free. It does for something that's free, it does a really good job. Based on my experience, folks, it doesn't do anything like the job that DeepL does. Now, you can get a free DeepL account, and there's a certain amount, it's token based. All their plans are token based. You can set up a limit. So if there's a big usage for a particular month, it won't just send you an enormous bill. It will hit a certain pre-limit, and then it will send you a request. Do you want to spend more money? Um, but like I say, in my experience, it does a much better job than Google Translate. There is no comparison, right? Um, but that's, somebody else would have a different opinion, but I'm basing it on working with actual real clients, folks. Now, at WP-Tonic, we have a focus about hosting and supporting WordPress, and WordPress has some fabulous plugins that will enable you with a membership, with a community-focused website. One of those is Translate Press. It's our favorite partner. We do offer it as part of our hosting bundle, and we do offer initial DeepL usage up to a minimum limit if you host with us, so you can try out the technology. But then when you go past that limit with us, you do have to get your own account. But you still get Transpress as part of your hosting bundle with us, and it does a fabulous job, both with Google Translator, but definitely with DeepL. So if you buy it on its own, it's just under, I think, under $250 a year. So it won't for one site license. So it's still fabulous value. Now, the leading competitor to Transpress is Weblog. I think they're a Dutch-based company. They have a fabulous plugin. They offer they don't say what kind of AI systems that they're partnering with. They won't make that publicly known. They're using various AI language partners out there. Um, it's a really good plugin, but it's much more expensive than Transpress. 4 times, 5 times more expensive because they offer the plugin, but they offer the translation. And they so it's a monthly subscription, and it's much more expensive than DeepL. Um, I think it is a little bit better than DeepL, what they're offering, but it's not much more better, in my opinion. Others will have a different opinion, folks, and I can't base this on scientific evidence. I can only base it on my own personal experience and helping clients that there is a slight difference, but it ain't worth the price, in my opinion. I think with Transpress, with DeepL, you're getting a very attractive translational technology at a very attractive price, in my opinion. Now, I've written an article that goes into this in a lot more detail and offers a lot more competitors to DeepL and goes through their strengths and weaknesses. There's about over half a dozen that I think are credible. You find the link to that article in the video description. Please like this video and think about subscribing to the channel, because that really shows Google that I'm doing something right, and it encourages me to make more of these videos every week that will help you as well. So it's a win-win, folks. I'll see you soon. Bye.